Okay, a quick review of Dean Koontz, The Taking. But first, my brief history with Dean Koontz is when I got into reading back about 15 years ago. Started off with a ton of Stephen King. Naturally, next went on to Dean Koontz. And because these two have such huge bibliographies, I was just so into reading so many of their works and being a big fan of horror and supernatural as well. Obviously, these two were natural fit. Nowadays, after reading so many books in so many years, Koontz, he can be very hit or miss. And sometimes his writing is just way too flowery for its own good. Sometimes his humor is really bad. And sometimes I have to admit, he's just not very good. In the latter 2000s, he was very popular by this time, and he started writing books that were definitely less horror and more, more suspense, more thrillery, more charactery, but also way more Koontsy, with like corny dialogue, bad humor, over-the-top metaphors and ridiculous words that you only find in a thesaurus. However, in 2004, The Taking, the book starts that way. The first 20 pages, I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through this because of all the alliterations. And he's like, the crescendoing cacophonies cascading down the columns. Like, he just writes super flowery and just uses these words and sentences like it's just too much. It just comes off as like inauthentic because it's like he has to specifically look up these words in a thesaurus to use them properly, because these are not words that are part of your normal vocabulary. And the first 20 pages or so is loaded with that, and I thought I might not be able to make it through. However, for some reason, after like the first 5 chapters, he drops all that and he tells a great alien invasion story that's super creepy, that has a lot of horrific images, and he shies away from being horror, but he is on full blast here. He is out for scares. There's tons of creepy scenes. There's a lot of spooky stuff. It's kind of sci-fi, kind of alien invasion, kind of not. I'm not going to get into spoilers here, but very, very not typical of Koontz during this time frame. This one really stands out as being quite a good book, quite different from a lot of his other stuff that he was writing about this time. There's like not much corny love story. The heroes are not like the superheroes of all time. Of course, one's a writer. Of course, I love books and classic movies like all Koontz's protagonists do. But there's like almost no jokes. There's not too much of that flowery writing after you get past the beginning. And there's just a lot of good, creepy, horrific images. So this is a really good, spooky sci-fi horror story that I would definitely recommend for October. And definitely if you've read some Koontz, some more recent Koontz, and he's like has you rolling your eyes, and it's just like, go back and give The Taking a shot, because this one surprised me. It surprised me how much I enjoyed it. And amongst his books, like, post the year 2000, this is really quite a hidden gem and quite unique amongst his bibliography. So that's The Taking by Dean Koontz. I highly recommend it.